Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, October 9th. Hurricane Delta is now a major hurricane, Category 3. It intensified in the overnight hours over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Maximum sustained winds at 120 miles per hour. It is moving to the north. Will continue to move to the north over the next few hours and then start to turn a little bit to the north and east. A northeasterly direction should allow it to make landfall somewhere just to the east of the Texas-Louisiana border region in the southwestern part of Louisiana later today. If that sounds familiar, indeed it is. About 6 weeks ago, Hurricane Laura came ashore in just about the same area, just to the east of the Texas-Louisiana border region in the southwestern part of Louisiana. In fact, that storm, Hurricane Laura, in mid-August, knocked out National Weather Service's radar system in Lake Charles, which was hit hard by Laura, and that radar system is still out this morning, so it will be of no use today, but we can be assured that there will be significant rainfall and powerful winds in the southwestern part of Louisiana. Here is the latest colorized infrared satellite imagery loop. A symmetrical storm, again, Category 3 system, spinning around right in this region right here, kind of an eye wall replacement process going on right now. This is the Texas-Louisiana border right in here, and again, it's at the moment moving due north, but it'll start to turn a little bit to the north and east and probably come ashore right in the southwestern part of Louisiana, very close to the Texas-Louisiana border and very close to the exact same location where Hurricane Laura came ashore about 6 weeks ago. And in fact, this will make the fourth named storm to make landfall in Louisiana in this particular tropical season. That's pretty rare. It's not unprecedented. The last time 4 named systems came ashore in Louisiana was back in 2002. Now again, this is Hurricane Delta, now a Category 3 storm, should make landfall later today. Once it makes landfall, it will tend to weaken quickly after landfall, as is typically the case with tropical cyclones. Their fuel supply, namely the warm sea surface temperatures, are cut off underneath and it weakens quickly. However, significant rain from the remnants of Hurricane Delta will make its way from the deep south all the way across the Tennessee Valley and then into the mid-Atlantic region for the Sunday into Monday time frame. One other thing I want to mention here, the next chart we'll see are the actual sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico, and we've talked about this over the past couple of days. There's actually some cooler than normal water right in this region right here across the northern Gulf of Mexico, and there is certainly hope that that will tend to weaken it in the hours before landfall, perhaps from a Category 3 to a Category 2. And again, it's cooler than normal waters will be encountered by Delta just before landfall. That cooler than normal water is actually a residual effect of Hurricane Laura, which caused some upwelling, some churning of the waters back in August, and that results in colder air from underneath to rise up to the surface. And indeed, there may be a benefit here for the southern coast of Louisiana, as again there's a likelihood that this will tend to weaken just before making landfall sometime later today. And here we go. This is the actual sea surface temperatures, not anomalies, but actual temperatures here. Again, this is the Texas-Louisiana border region right here, and look at this temperature pattern here, as low as like 25 degrees Celsius. The green area right here is certainly cooler water than what is experiencing right now in this region right in here, some 28 degrees Celsius over just underneath Hurricane Delta at the moment. But as it gets closer and closer to shore here, closer and closer to the Louisiana coastline, it'll get cooler and cooler, some 25 degrees Celsius water. Again, residual effect of Hurricane Laura, which through upwelling caused some cooler than normal waters to pile up here in the northern Gulf of Mexico. And again, it should be a benefit. It should help to weaken just before landfall, but still certainly prepare for a major hurricane hit across the southwestern part of Louisiana. Again, it may drop from Category 3 to Category 2. Still a big problem though, with a lot of rain and wind certainly throughout this part of the northern Gulf Coast. Now, once inland, Delta will weaken quickly. However, as is typically the case with tropical cyclones, a lot of the rain will remain, and there will be a significant rainfall in the Deep South, in the Tennessee Valley, and ultimately in the Mid-Atlantic region. For D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, we're talking Sunday into Monday. Some of that rain could be heavy at times. This is the 5-day total precipitation amount forecast by Noaa, and again, it shows that base path here of Delta right towards the Louisiana-Texas border region, maybe just to its east across southwestern Louisiana. By the time we get to, let's say, early Sunday, the system itself, the remains of it might be right over the central part of Tennessee. Heavy rain across the deep south, and heavy rain in the Tennessee Valley, and ultimately in the Sunday to Monday time frame, it looks like heavy rain in the Mid-Atlantic region from the remains of Hurricane Delta. Well, let's wrap up today by looking at the operational run of the GFS from 6Z. High pressure sitting on top of the Mid-Atlantic region, really extending all the way up into southeastern Canada. And we point out many times that when there's high pressure over the northeast U.S., over the southeastern part of Canada, this time of the year, that often results in some tropical activity that makes it into the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean Sea or the southwestern part of the Atlantic Ocean. Those tropical systems can undercut high pressure to the north and have an impact in the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean Sea, and that is exactly what's going on right now. Again, strong high pressure, continuing a stretch of nice weather in the Mid-Atlantic region that will hang out for one more day on Saturday in the Mid-Atlantic, but then it goes downhill from Sunday into Monday. Here is Hurricane Delta again at last observation, 120 mile per hour maximum sustained winds, about to head into those cooler than normal waters, which hopefully will weaken it in the hours before landfall, maybe from a Cat 3 to a Cat 2, making landfall later today, southwestern part of Louisiana. Let's push forward here. Here we go, landfall, southwestern Louisiana. It's moving north at the moment. Will probably become northeast by the later in the afternoon, and that'll kind of turn it just to the east, most likely, of the Texas-Louisiana border region. That high then pushes off the eastern seaboard by tonight. That'll open the door for all this rain to move northeast into the Tennessee Valley and then into the Mid-Atlantic region. Let's move forward here by the latter part of Saturday into early Sunday. The remnants of Delta will be sitting over the Tennessee Valley, producing some significant rain in that part of the nation, and then all of that kind of moves into the northeast U.S. and GFS, I think, is underdoing it a little bit here. I think there'll be more substantial rainfall than was being shown here by this operational run of the GFS. Again, for D.C., Philly, New York City, we're talking Sunday into Monday time frame. Some decent rainfall coming as a result of the remnants of Hurricane Delta. That continues into the day on Monday, and here we are by Monday night, Tuesday. A strong cold frontal system will be moving towards the eastern seaboard. By the time we get into the middle part of next week, there'll be kind of a chilly air mass across the Great Lakes and a lot more cold air building up across Canada. And it looks like in about 9 or 10 days or so, there'll be a really impressive cold shot dropping into the central U.S. and then into the eastern U.S. That's in about 10 days or so. Some decent cold shots on the way, and that could overwhelm the tropical activity. By the way, I mean, after Delta's done with, there is another wave right now in the eastern Atlantic Ocean, but generally it appears more quiet after we get rid of Delta, and the whole tropical scene may tend to get overwhelmed by cold shots coming in from Canada into the central and eastern U.S. But again, Category 3 hurricane right now. Hopefully it'll weaken a little bit before it makes landfall later today in the southwestern part of Louisiana, perhaps as a Cat 2 storm, and then significant rain from the remnants of Delta to impact the deep south, Tennessee Valley, and the Mid-Atlantic region in the Sunday to Monday time frame. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.